everyone, it's Tammy with Frou-frou Studio. I hope everyone is doing well today. I'm back today for a little video of a show and tell of things that I found on my trip to Maine. And I'll have another video today that will be the hashtag Nothing But Neutrals video, but I decided to do this one in a separate one in case you weren't interested in this part. Then you could choose not to watch this video and watch the Nothing But Neutrals video. So I'm just going to quickly go through and show you some of my finds from antique stores up in Maine and tell you a little bit about my trip. And then we'll move on to the other video. So, antique shopping was quite successful. I found several things that I can use in junk journaling. And I also found some personal items for me. It was a lot of fun. I went to several places in Poland Springs, in Lewiston area, just all around the area that we were in. I think the furthest one that we went to from where we stayed was that, which was at the Poland Springs Resort, was about a 40-minute drive. And it was on the way to somewhere else. So it all worked out really well, and like I said, I got some goodies, so I'm going to show you those. This is just some little antique lace that I picked up. I think it was about $1. So, but it's really a delicate little piece of lace here. So, it was just kind of I walked by it and saw it and thought, oh, that's really pretty. So, I picked it up. This was one of my big finds. The other big find is not here yet because it was such a big find that I had to mail it back to myself. But this is a Victorian cabinet card album. Both of the latches work and are in good condition, and it is full of cabinet cards. So I'm really excited about it. It's got some really different ones in here. And so I haven't decided if I am going to scan these and then maybe sell some of the originals in my shop, or if I'm going to scan them and make that available in my shop. I haven't decided yet. But you can see, I mean, it's definitely, old. And some of them are these old metal kind of photos. You can see that, which are really cool. And then some of them are just the regular cabinet cards. Like this one is just a regular one. This one was made in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, at a portrait studio there. But I thought this was a really good find. The price was really good for one that is full, because if you all do cabinet cards, you know these are normally sold individually. This one, for example, is from 1881. And it is from Philadelphia. And it's got that little bitty picture in there. I thought that was unusual. I've not seen one like that before. But like I said, it's full. And the pictures were interesting to me. So I did step up a little bit for this, even though I did get it for a much better deal than what they were asking. And it's got the lovely bookend pages in it. So, that is that. And like I said, I have another one coming. And it is probably, I'd say it's probably 11 inches tall, probably 8 or 9 inches wide, and it is a good 3 inches thick, and it is absolutely full as well. So, but like I said, it was so heavy that I had to mail it back to myself because we flew to Maine, so my space was limited, and that's always a good thing for me. When I go to places like this, when we fly, because I know I have to limit myself to what will fit in a suitcase. Although in this case, I did end up getting that book, and I also got some yard-long photos for myself. And I ended up having to mail those back as well. But okay, this is an electric bill. And it is from 1923, and it is for $1. Wouldn't you like your electric bill to be $1? So I picked up a couple of those, and I think I am going to scan these so that I can use them more than one time. And the envelopes are great. So really good condition for the age. And I think these were $1 a piece or something like that. So, yeah, nothing too crazy there. So, that is those. Like I said, the envelopes are in really good condition with the stamps. Has a 2-cent stamp on it. 1923. And then I found this whole pad of airmail paper. I don't even think any have been used out of it, but it's got that cockle finish. Great noise, and it's got the watermark on the paper. And I can remember my mother writing to my dad when he was in Vietnam, using this and using the airmail envelopes to put it in to keep, you know, keep it lightweight. So, yeah, I was real happy with this find. And I bundled this with this and some other stuff to get a better deal. And then I found this needle book, and I love the graphics on this. And it does still have needles in it. It did not have a date, I don't think, but I'm guessing by the graphics it's probably 30s, 40s, sometime in there. So that's going to be great for a future sewing journal. And then I found this letter. And this letter is written on onion skin paper. It does not have a year, but by reading it and the wording, the way the wording is, my guess would be 20s, 30s. Now, I may be wrong on that. It's dated the 15th of June, but like I said, it doesn't have a year. I just liked the feel and the sound of the paper. I thought the handwriting was nice. It is front and back. And the content is really interesting because it's written from, I would say, girlfriend to girlfriend. And the one friend is, sorry, I had to sneeze and I knew it was coming. The girlfriend is moving, I guess, away from home for the first time, about to go to college. And she has been been offered a chance for financial aid from Yale Press to publish something she has written. And so this friend is advising her to, you know, trying to tell her, yes, cutting the apron strings is hard, but it's worth it, because I guess this other girl's kind of already been out on her own. And she's trying to tell her in a very nice way, you know, you can go out and not be a fuddy-duddy, because it's acceptable to be a little bit more promiscuous in this time period than it was in the past. So to go out and, you know, have some fun and date and do all these things, and don't worry about what her mother would think, because you know, she's talking about their mothers of old school, you know, and it's not the way society is out there anymore, and it was okay for her to loosen up a little bit and have a good time. So I thought that was really interesting. But really, I just got it for the paper and the handwriting, and it was, you know, a couple bucks, and I thought that it would make some great collage fodder, or, you know, you could even make a page out of it in the journal if you wanted to. So I picked that up, and then I got these two cute little postcards just because I liked the pictures that were on them, and they were almost nothing. They are vintage. This one is North Shore Animal League, and it's a part of a Adopt a Pet series. Both of these are, I think. Yeah, they are. So they're not too terribly old, but the pictures that are represented on the front of them are really cute. So, and they have the little dogs. So I picked those up. And then here are some more vintage photos that I found in cabinet cards. And I bought these all together in a bundle. And they ranged. This one was $1. They had $5 on this, but they ended up taking a lot less for it. And a couple bucks on that. And $1 for that one. But like I said, when I took them all up there, I ended up getting, you know, all of them for less than what they were marked. Okay, and then I bought just a kind of a sight unseen ephemera pack. It was in an envelope, you know, and I could see that there was a war ration book in there. And so this was all together in a clear plastic thing, do not open kind of deal. And so I went ahead and took a chance on it and got it. And I'm glad I did, because it's really cool. There are several war ration books in here. And they are from, let's see, I know there was a date on it somewhere. 4th day of May, 1942. So, what would happen is they would mail you these ration books, and this is what you would use to buy, you know, your staples and stuff. And you can see some of them still have some stamps in them. Like this one does. there are several of them. And that one's got a couple left, so I thought those were cool. And then it had this receipt in here that stated 1916. And I just thought that was cool, the font on the receipt. And then it had this in it, and I'm not going to read all this, but this is the cutest thing. It's like a typewritten financial plan. And it says easy credit in 11 lessons. But it talks about he bought a car, made a payment on his car, and bought a radio. Little late with the payment on the car, and he's going to be late on the radio payment because he bought a set of books. And then he borrowed $50 from the boss. The radio got repossessed. Or they came to get it, and he turned the lights off so they couldn't get it. So then he borrowed $100 from an uncle to pay the $50 that he paid from the boss and to make his car payment. And then he got behind on the book payments because he bought a piece of land. And then it says, somehow I don't miss the radio. So they took the radio, and they took the books. And his uncle's wanting the money back. So he's going to go to the bank and try to get $250. And then the bank tells him he has no character. He had to let the car go, and he said he'd rather have the piece of land anyway. And then it says they can have their old land, and he said if I only knew where to get $30 to meet the payment on the piano, not know where the piano came from. And then it starts all over. Bought a new car. And then it says, the last one says the income stopped. Got the sack at the office. To look for another job, you got to have a suit of clothes, so you bought one on credit. Reasonable, fine suit, pinstripe. That clothing man is a good egg, even if he is dumb. And that's the last entry. So, I don't know if this is a joke. If it's not, it's about the funniest thing I've ever read. And even if it is a joke, it's pretty funny. But anyway, I got a kick out of that. It was in the same set of stuff. So, no extra for that. And then there's the bylaws of the Oxford Kings that was in there, which is great paper, interesting ephemera. So I'm sure I'll use that in something. And it is 1900. Is the date on it. And then here's another ration book. And this one is kind of that leathery kind of stuff, like a ledger would have. And there are, this one is, let's see, what is this one? I don't see a date on this one, but it is full. And this made my whole day for what I paid for the whole thing. Because these are really cool. They have like little tanks and submarines and stuff on them. And there's a lot of them. So, yeah, I was quite happy with that. And then there's more over here with a torch. So yeah, really cool. Alright, so that is that. And like I said, this was all just in an envelope or a clear pouch. And all that I could see was one of these work ration books on the top. So I took a chance, and like I said, I'm glad I did. Oh, and these were in there. Did I show you these? These don't have anything on the inside, but the outside is really cool. Okay, so that is that. Let me move some of this out of the way. Next thing I found was this book. And this is, you can see, a very large book. But it's the official guide of the railroads for United States, Canada, Puerto Rico, Mexico, and Cuba. And it has everything in the world in it. There are maps, there are numbers, there are schedules, there are advertisements. There's just page after page of just wonderful stuff that you can use in a journal. So I was really excited about this one. And I think this one was well, it's marked $7.50, but again, that's not what I paid. I don't ever pay what's marked unless I really, really, really want it. But normally I make an offer and they take it. So yeah, it's got some airlines in here too, which is really cool. Yeah, so I was really happy with that find. And then I found this little Audubon Birds of America. And I think I threw it in with the electric bills and the airmail paper. I think this all came with us at the same place. This one is not that old. It is 1987, but it's postcards. But look at the photos. Of course, anybody who knows Audubon knows that their bird images are amazing. But yeah, they're a little glossy, but I don't mind that. Especially in something that's like a postcard, because I wouldn't cut these out. I would use them, you know, as a whole. But yeah, really nice little throw in there. And then I found this magazine was 50 cents, I think. It was at an actual outdoor flea market where everything was like half off. And I think it was 50 cents. And it is just an American artist magazine from 1963. It has pictures in it. And it also has interesting art advertisements for different art tools. So I thought for 50 cents, it may have been a quarter. It was either 50 cents or a quarter, that it was well worth it. So yeah, there's lots of images in here that are going to be used. See, there's a Derwent advertisement that can be used in journals and stuff. So, that's that. Then, we had gone to Maine to see one of my husband's buddies he was in the Army with, and her wife, we were explaining, or I was explaining to her what I did, and she said, oh, I bet I have something that you can use. I inherited my aunt's piano, and it had all the sheet music and books in the bench. Would you be interested in those? And I said, oh, yeah. So she brings me a bag that has different sheet music, like this one's Christmas carols, which would be great. There's several of these little books that have a great patina on them. Here's some more Christmas carols, and then there are sheet music that have great graphics on them, and there's like Dale Evans and Roy Rogers. Here's White Christmas with Bing Crosby. There's another Bing Crosby, Elvis. I mean, they're just awesome. There's Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. I mean, there's Bob Hope. Here's one Bob Hope. And I was like, yeah, bring him to me. That'd be awesome. You know, I use music all the time. Okay, are you ready for this? This is what she brought me. I about died. I will never have to buy another piece of music or find another piece of sheet music ever for junk journaling. Look at this. I had to buy a bag, like a duffel bag or a tote bag, to put these in and carry them on the plane, because I knew there was no way. They weigh a ton. I knew there was no way that I could get them back in my luggage, because I already had a bunch of other stuff stuck in my luggage. And I'm not kidding you. There are, I don't even know. I haven't counted. But every one of them is some kind of interesting piece. I mean, there is everybody that you can think of in here. And, so yeah, I am super excited about this. There's a Disney World or Disney one in here. I won't go through all of them because, my gosh, there's so many. But there's, I thought I had that one pulled up near the top so I could show it to you guys. But maybe I didn't. But anyway, it was a great trip. Great antiques. And I'll talk a little bit more in... There it is. Zippity-doo-dah. Look. Song of the South. Look at the graphics on that. Isn't that awesome? So, thank you, Sue, very much for this. They're awesome. Every time I go through them, I find one that I think is my favorite. And then I go through them again, and I find another one. So, but yeah, I'll tell you more about the other things that we did on my trip. In the next video, besides antiquing, we did do some other things too. But yeah, overall it was a great trip. I've missed you guys, and I'm looking forward to getting back into it. And so I hope you'll stick around for the Nothing But Neutrals video. And I will see you guys in a few minutes. Bye.